About 2 minutes to go before race 1 on Sunday. So this would be race 4 for the regatta. These boats are sailing parallel to the starting line. There's the pin, there's the boat, and you see that guy is at least on a close reach. Look at this guy stalled, Evan. This guy's going below a beam reach. So that's how you tell which end's favored right there. If you're not doing a beam reach down the line that way and a beam reach down the line the other, then one end of the other is further upwind. So the number one rule of starting is try to start at the upwind side of the line. And we just had a general recall that I didn't really film, but it was a dogfight between the top 2 guys in the regatta, and one of our guys decided to start next to the guy that had 2 bullets yesterday. So be careful about that. On Sunday, one of the cardinal rules of sailing is don't start right next to the guy that had 2 bullets the day before. But anyway, it's definitely pin favored. And I'm trying to get a little more boat handling today. Yesterday I filmed from the pin end a lot. There was no line sag, so I didn't really learn anything from that other than there was very little line sag. That's just because the fleet is really good. There is only 3 boats that had all top 10 finishes yesterday in a 40 boat fleet. 36 boats finished all the races. And only 3 boats had all top 10s. So it is a stacked fleet in really challenging conditions. Okay, let's try to find somebody good here. Just kind of watch the boat handling. The skipper needs to look around. "9050 did a great job there of not responding to 8445. He looked back and he just didn't worry about him. I think he's in 3rd in the regatta. Now he's trying to gap as high as he can now. Now that it's getting late in the sequence, he's trying to get as far away from 0250 as he can. Pinching, and they play the jib, and he plays the tiller. Yeah, and then he's gonna scroll down really hard. You see how far away from 0250? If he could have got closer to 5693, he would, but he's fine. He's so bow out that he's fine. Now he accelerates. That was sweet, see? Now he can just keep footing. Now, if you're racing, you look at the committee boat for, yep, X flag. Okay, we're off. This is 3 to 6 knots. It's gonna be 3 to 6 knots. Northwest wind today. Much different direction than yesterday. So today it will be generally shifter. It doesn't matter where you sail in the world. Generally shiftier today because the wind is offshore more. Northwest, the wind is coming over Point Loma, over the left edge of the naval base there. And so it's gonna be shiftier as a whole. And then you're gonna see the guys on the left here. These are really good sailers, upwind to 5801 there. And their mains are going in and out tiny bit. At the top of the swell, the leech hooks. And then easing from there just a fraction. So if you twist too much, you lose power. Race 1 on Sunday, first windward mark. Just goes to show you how funny the sport is. 7787 had a time yesterday where they couldn't get their boat to move, and they checked for kelp and they did all kinds of things. And to get in, they couldn't figure it out. And then the next race they come out in the same exact conditions and they're winning. Now they're reaching a little bit extra just because they're trying to hold a lane. She'll start soaking down slowly, but their poles are way forward and the sheet is just going in and out. 9050 sheet is just going in and out constantly fast. The black spinnaker is going in and out much slower. Pole heights all look the same. And the general rule is you want the tack, right now that's the green clue, the same height as the red clue. All of these boats have their tack a little higher, which is okay. That's good for the pups. Yeah. 5409 spinnaker looks really good. Now these boats are going a little lower than, well, maybe not. These guys definitely are going. See how much further out the kite is from this video to the other? So I think Wyatt's doing an outstanding job. The swells are hitting you and throwing you from right to left. So the crew just looks up all the time and is just right on the edge of curling all the time. And then the mainsail trim you pretty much put in the same place as all the boats around you. That are all the good teams around you. You put your boom about the same spot and then you adjust it from there a little. First race on Sunday, last windward mark. And you always want to be watching the top sailors in this fleet because they've been doing it a lot of years. This is 3, 4, 5 years of experience maybe for a couple. At least the 17787. She's been doing it a long time. Kelly Holtis. Been doing it a long time. Ali Shand. Really good crew. Really good skipper. See the boat handling smooth, but it's pretty aggressive. It's 5 knots right now, so they've got better pressure now than they did the first time around. Like an easy reach to the finish line. And these guys are fighting for points. Whoa. These guys are fighting for points because it's a Bemis qualifier. That's the National Double-Handed Championship for kids. There'll be, what, 14 boats from the whatever 14 regions approximately. I don't know the exact number, but when you qualify, you represent Area J. And 5409 had a big day yesterday. 8914 was third after yesterday, so it's tight. Long race, different race altogether because the swell direction was quite different. The wind was very right at the start and then it went left during the race. I was really surprised the left did not pay more on that first upwind. But anyway. End of race 1, long race. That was a mistake, easing the guide. Oh, huge mistake. That's all right. Coming up on race 2 on Sunday, and it can be discouraging out here. And you got to remember, you're a kid, and the majority of this fleet is 15, 16, 17-year-olds. So I bet you if we had an under 16 championship, there would be about 8 teams here under 16. Maybe 10 out of 36 sailing. So again, what I was saying is, it's a pretty big fleet. I like seeing Ben in there, 7420, look at it. They just got to start a little better and have a little better speed. They could round in the top 15, 20. We are talking about Sabbath sailors here. Most of our team is still sailing A, B, and even C1 Sabbats. And general recall. there is not a lot of time between races to coach these guys and things. Okay, I flag. This end looks quite empty, so usually what this means is that this end's not favored. So you definitely are going to be 14, 15 seconds behind, maybe 20. It's not that pin favored. This is good. Olympia just comes over here, gets away. This is their first Perry Series regatta. So you have an A Fleet Savage Sailor and B Fleet Savage Sailor. Now she should let Carly just kind of roll over her a little and she just go high. But coming out with the big dogs. Oh, is this going to be another general? So you can see the pin must be favored because see how hard they have to rock down here to even just go upwind in these pigs? Yeah? Can you say U flag? Nice start by Anton, 7416. But another general recall, here we go. Practice, practice. Not a normal San Diego weekend, but pretty good sailing. You get good in light air in San Diego. And it's because of the swells. Once you figure out the swells and the apparent wind shifts, you can sail kind of in anything, because you got to really be on your toes here. Okay, we got the U flag up. So if they postpone or have a general recall, oh my goodness, I can't remember the U flag right now. Oh, my head is full of little boat parts and pieces of club boats. So U flag means don't be over. I'll look up the rule here in a little bit. I don't want to quote it and get it wrong. I think this guy's going downwind right here. Look at his telltales. Evan. You know, he's going parallel to the line and he's got his sail all the way, and you don't want to go downwind in a sailboat unless you have to. So that indicates the pin is probably likely favored. Ben right here, 7420, needs to head up and stop. He might be doing okay here. Ben is too close to 7637. Okay. So with the U flag, we're going to get this start happening. There we go. Good job. Evan and Mitchell sailing their first Perry Series regatta in 0. Olympia Maribel, first Perry Series regatta. Just need to go a little further down. When you get really good at sailing, you can kind of go close hauled and make the boat move when you really get experience at speed testing and practicing really hard and things. But in this case, we needed to just go to a close reach a little bit. You go to a close reach, you get the apparent wind going over the boat, and that gets flow over the bottom, over the centerboard and rudder. And then the boat will accelerate there. So remember that, especially in light air, you gotta scull down to a close reach. And I'm happy. Sails look pretty good there. Take your mainsail trim. There she goes. You can seized a little. I would say that slot between the main and the jib looks really, really good. And I think they don't look any different than the leaders right here. The whole game is who doesn't have to foot off as much when the jib does that. That's caused by the swell. Let's keep watching that. Like this position. I mean, he's got a bunch of boats right right up here, locked up, and all the crew's doing right now is looking up there once in a while. See how he just reaching off compared to the boats leeward? When the jib luffs, you gotta just kind of stay high. I know it's really weird. He's slot looks a little too open. Needs a little more windward sheet. I think he just pulled it. He's doing outstanding, man. Best wind of the day. Their slot looks quite open, actually. And they're in a different position than these guys. These guys would need their slots closed off a little bit more. See how the skipper's barely moving and the crew is moving mostly. And then they look back to make sure they're not footing too much. Because when you foot, the boat feels great, but you don't go any faster. You're going to see 9050 just be able to stay on the wind. How the boat wants to go down. You want to get off that swell as quick as you can. So even if the jib luffs, you want to get off the swell as quick as you can. So when that jib luffs, you go down, just not as much as you think you do, because you got to get off of it. Here it goes. Wom launches her. She should go straight right there and try to get up off that swell into the next trough. Because that swell is just dragging you to leeward. The longer you stay on the swell, the more you're getting launched to leeward. Yeah, oh, don't go down too much. What's happening, see that? I think she's going down a touch too much, but amazing racing here. First trapper I've seen, first real trapper. I wouldn't trap right now because of the swells. I would go into hike mode, and if I would just go into hike mode because it's flat water, it's just big swells. I would just try to stay right on the wind. On starboard, I might trap east because I'm going into the swell, and the apparent wind's not going to be shifting as much. Yeah, Bella and Stella here. For the regatta on a gloomy weekend. 36 boats racing for the U.S. Sailing Bemis qualifier, and it's the last SCYYRA Dave Perry Series regatta of 4. So trophies tonight will be top 5 for the regatta, or top 3, and then probably top 3 or 5 for the Perry Series for the whole year, which started in September. So next September, kids got to get ramped up for Cabrillo Beach Yacht Club, September 3rd weekend, to do Perry #1 for the 2022-2023 season.